So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to get your training plan onto your phone and explain a little bit about how the program works and how you can use it to its maximum capacity. So let's dive into it. In this, you would have had an email from me and it will look like this. Your training program is inside. So while you'll be reading this email, there'll be a little section down here that explains that if you haven't decided whether you should bulk cut or if you're qualified to do both at the same time, then here's everything you need to know to get you off on the right goal. Okay, and then once you've decided what goal is best for your body type, you can then download the 30-day program, which is down here. So where it says watch the video here, this is obviously the video that you're watching now, and there's a link here that says once you've watched the video link, or while you're watching the video link, download the program, which can be found here in this link. So click the link and the program will open up for you. Okay, now as well as this document is, the reality is that I'm tapping here and I can't edit the spreadsheet. Okay, and that's a problem because a huge part of this program is filling in and logging what you're lifting, as well as the bits and bobs that you need full edit access to. Okay, so where it says here, edit with the Sheets app, what you need to do is to get the Sheets app. Okay, so click get the app, which will then take you to your app store. And when you download the Sheets app, we'll wait for it to download so I can walk you through the exact process. Once this has downloaded, you can go back to the original email, and then you can click, once you watch the video link, you can download the program, okay? And it will open up Google Sheets for you. Now what you need to do next is to sign in. So I'm going to click sign in on the bottom left down here. If you've already got Gmail on your phone, then you can just continue as you and the document will open up, okay? If you haven't got a Gmail account, or if you haven't got Gmail on your phone, then this option won't come up here for you, okay? So you'll just either have sign in or select another account. I'm going to select another account, and down here I'll click add another account. Okay, this little pop-up will come up. I'm going to click continue, and then I'm just going to pop in the email address that I have created for this. If you haven't got a Gmail account, you'll simply click create account. I'm going to just copy and paste the account that I've just created down here. So there's the email address, and the password is this one here. And then I'm going to click next, and then it will sign me in to Google Sheets. Now you'll notice that there are no documents in here right now, okay? And that's because, again, I need to go back to the original email address, click that button, and lo and behold, the program has opened. But there's a problem. If you notice down at the bottom, it says view only, and that's because we're in view only mode, okay? And it still means that I can't edit these documents. So just for context, if you start clicking on the spreadsheet, you won't be able to go back or anything until you click the top left-hand tick button, and then you're able to go back, okay? So here's a program, it's called the Skinny Fat Launchpad. You see these little 3 buttons next to it. Your job is to make a copy, okay? So if you click the 3 buttons, head down here to make a copy, and then you will have your own file. Again, I'm going to click back, and it says copy of the Skinny Fat Launchpad. So you can delete the original one so you don't get confused. Click remove at the bottom, and then you have this one, which you now have full edit access to, okay? And you can actually delete this tab then if you want to, because you don't need it. Now at the bottom, here's where the fun starts. So you've got your master tab, you've got your gym program, you've got your home program, you've got your metrics, and you've got your food diary. Now I'm going to switch to my desktop computer to explain this in a bit more detail for you. It just looks a little bit easier, but you can still manage everything through this app, okay? I'm just going to switch over now to my laptop to show you everything in a bit more detail. So now you've got the training program on your phone. Like I said, I'm just going to explain how it works on my laptop because it's just easier for you to see. But the same principle will work across whether you use the program on a desktop, a laptop, or on your phone, or iPad even. The training program is actually very simple, right? you've got the exercise, how long you should be resting for, and then down here you've got a video tutorial which will take you to an external YouTube link. Okay, so you'll know exactly how to perform an exercise with me coaching you through the exercise. Now, just bear in mind that these video tutorials, for the purpose of the free program, these are my old video tutorials. My current clients have got newer, updated ones with much better coaching cues. Okay, so I just thought I'd explain that to you. And then you've got day 1 up here. You've got day 2. You've got day 3. And you've got day 4. And the reason why I've only given you 1 to 4 days is because I don't think most guys need 5 days. I generally think that the 5th day is generally junk work, okay? Now, you might be thinking, oh, I can only train twice a week. If that's the case, train twice a week. That's all you need to do. If you can train once a week, train once a week. If you can train 3 times a week, train 3 times a week. Pick to a number that you can commit to. The absolutely worst thing that you can do right now is say that you can do 4 days and 2 weeks' time you've overcommitted, and then you're having to knock down the training days and feel like a failure and a loser, okay? So always start, my advice anyway, is always start by doing less, which gives you room then to do more as the weeks go on, okay? So just, if you haven't trained for a while, don't go diving in and doing 4 days off the back of this. Just ease yourself into it. 1 day is better than nothing. This process is all about progress, not perfection, okay? And that will be a common running theme throughout the 30 days. So like I said, this program, this framework, the initial 30 days, is just to get you up and running, okay? And that's generally what I do with my clients anyway. It's just a phase to get you up and running, to get comfortable with the process, to understand the principles, and then we can build on that. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing. So like I said, you've got day 1, or you've got all of your days up here, and then you've got week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And as you can see, as the weeks go on, you're doing more sets, and you're doing fewer reps. And then you've got this thing here, which is target RIR, and I'll dive into that in a second. And then you've got over here some training notes, okay? So for example, on the leg press, the training notes are, we want the leg press to be a quad focus, okay? And to target your quads, your feet should be quite narrow and near the bottom of the platform that you're pushing off. Higher, if your feet are higher and wider, they'll target more of your bum and your hamstrings. So just make a note. I'm not going to walk you through every single coaching cue here, but as you're working through the exercises, just make sure that you're keeping an eye on these so you can just make sure that you're performing the exercises properly, okay? So this is where the beauty comes into it. So you'll notice over here we've got total tonnage, we've got average RIR and target RIR. Now I genuinely, it's not a think, it's a no. I genuinely know that this is what separates the results that my guys get and the generic programs that you have probably followed in the past, okay? This is what makes it stand out, and this is what is going to get you good results. So it's really important that you understand what I'm about to explain to you, okay? Because it will get you that extra bit of results that you haven't quite had yet. So generally speaking, right, when most guys go into the gym, they blindly just follow 2 sets of 12 reps. And they do that for weeks and months on end and then go, oh, I'm not really getting any results. They're lifting the same weight week in, week out. There's no reason for their body to change if you're just lifting the same shit week in, week out, okay? So our goal is to get you to understand what training hard actually looks like. And most people, guys, they think they're training hard. And this is going to hurt you maybe, but you're probably not training hard enough. Now, that's not to say that you are doing your best when you're at the gym, but doing your best, oftentimes there's often 2 or 3 gears that you can go up. You think you're training hard, but when I point something out to you now, you're going to be like, or hopefully be like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, I can actually understand now why I haven't built muscle in the past. So here's how this is going to work. So you've got this little number here, which is target RIR. Now, RIR is an acronym for reps in reserve. Now, in this master document tab, in this master tab, there's a little video here and a link that will show you how to understand RIR. And I'm going to open it up for you now, just so I can explain.
Let me show you how some fat guys need to start lifting.
Just so I can explain the process to you. So when you come to your leg press in week 1, you have 2 sets of 15 reps with a target RIR of 5. So that means when you hit the 15th rep, in your own head, you should be thinking, do you know what? I could have had another 5 reps out, right? And when I do this test, this intensity test with my client when they initially sign up, I'll get them to the gym, or I'll get them to record themselves while they're training. And I'll get them to do this first set, and I'll get them to video it. And what I notice is, when they hit that 15th rep, They think they've got 5 reps left. I'm looking at them, and bearing in mind that I've trained clients for 10 years, I personally think if I had a gun to their head, they're probably getting another, and this genuinely happens, another 10, 15, sometimes 20 reps, right? They're getting a little bit tired on the machine and they think, oh, I got to bail out now. But the reality is they've got so much more left in the tank. It's just they haven't got that confidence to push themselves. Now, this is what a 5 RIR rep should look like. Okay, you've got this this little video here, and it breaks down every single rep that I perform. And you'll notice it adds up my concentric, which is the way up, the isometric, which is the amount of time that I hold the weight at the top, and then the eccentric, which is the way down. You'll notice that the isometric and the eccentric movements, so the hold at the top and the way down, are generally consistent all the way through. But at the top, or on the concentric, which is the way up, you'll start to notice it now probably, where my reps are starting to slow down, right? And this is an obvious sign that someone is actually training close to their RIR proximity and actually training hard. If there's no real breakdown in the speed from the top of the movement in your first rep compared to your last rep, then generally speaking, you're not training hard enough. And you notice on this rep here, I fail. I physically can't get any more out. So if we go back to the rep number 5, or rep number 6, I should say, you can see that my facial expressions are starting to change. I'm starting to, things are starting to feel a little bit harder. So that was generally a 5 RIR. So your goal from here is to pick a weight that leaves you with 5 reps in reserve. And this is going to take you a few weeks to get to grips with, okay? This isn't something that you're going to get straight away. So let's say, for example, and this is how you're going to fill in the spreadsheet. Let's say, for example, you did your first set and you loaded the leg press up with 40 kilograms. And you did 15 reps, and you hit that 15th rep and you were like, oh, I didn't really feel anything there. So then you can up the weights a little bit. Maybe you can put 80 kg on in your next set. And maybe when you put 80 kg on, you finish that 15th rep, you're like, do you know what? That was a good weight. I think I had about 5 reps left in the tank. Cool. Then you move on to set number 2, okay? And you will do that throughout. And like I said, it will take you a few sets to find your reps in reserve. You don't need to log in your actual warm-up sets. You only need to log in the weight that you're lifting that actually matches your reps in reserve, okay? Hope that makes sense. You can watch this video with the volume on if it doesn't quite make sense. I think I've done a pretty good job at explaining it though, so you should be okay. But like I said, that Understanding RIR video is here, and it is an absolutely massive part of the program. And then what will happen then, okay, is over here, this spreadsheet will work out your total tonnage. So you don't need to edit anything here. In fact, I suggest that you just don't touch that, okay? Otherwise it would ruin your spreadsheet. This here though, is everything that you're going to fill in. So on set number 2, let's say you went for 80 kg again, and it left you with 5 reps in reserve, then you can move on to your next exercise in week 1, which is the dumbbell chest press. Okay, and there's a video down here. Now, like I said, over here, it will calculate your total tonnage. And again, this is what differentiates this program and what I do compared to everything else out there. So you'll see that 80 kg over 15 reps over 2 sets is 2,400 tons. That's how much strain and pressure and volume you've put on your chest. And what you'll notice over time is that as you do more reps and as you get significantly stronger, and as you do more sets, what's going to happen is you're going to be adding more tonnage to your chest over time. And that's how we measure how you progress, because what gets measured gets managed. And unfortunately, with these free programs that you've been following in the past, it just hasn't worked for you because it doesn't take in these principles, which is the principles of making sure that you're training hard and calculating your volume, which is progressive overload, okay? And that'll be a theme throughout. That's how I want you to fill out your spreadsheet. Now, with the gym program out of the way, now we can move on to the home program. And again, similar principles apply to this. The only difference is that you're going to be training from home, and you'll see that in the master tab, there's a little section here that shows you how to create a home gym, using minimal equipment. I suggest that you read that because it will give you some tips on how to build a makeshift home gym, okay? Now, obviously, it's going to be a lot harder for you to progress using minimal equipment in comparison to if you were going to a gym. But I understand that going to the gym is not going to be accessible for everyone. So this, you've got two options basically. If you've got some dumbbells at home, you pick the top option of the exercise. But if you haven't and you can only get some bands, which I've explained in the makeshift home gym video, then you will pick the banded movements. If you've got some dumbbells and bands, then feel free to do the two if you want to. Now with a home gym workout, I've only given you 2 exercises to do. Okay, and that's because I don't think you need to do any more than that from home. Reason number 1 being is that you'll get really bored if you start doing a bit more, generally speaking, most guys do. Or number 2, if you feel like you want to do more and you've got some equipment at home, then you can flip-flop and do a little bit of these exercises from the gym program as well. Okay, but generally speaking, the guys who train from home with me, I give them 2 training days a week, and then the rest of the days then they can just really prioritize on their diet and get out and get some walking in, which will become more evident as the weeks go on. I'll explain that in further detail in the next few emails. And that is the home program. Similar principle, just slightly different exercises, okay, and then fewer days, obviously. Now down here is the, we're coming to the end. I know I've waffled a bit. I know I said 5 minutes, but we're here at 13 minutes. Jesus Christ. So over here is your average weight trend, okay? So this is something that I want you to keep tabs on. So over here you've got your days, which is Monday through till Sunday, and then you've got your weight in here, okay? Now what this spreadsheet is going to do is you don't need to adjust these numbers, okay? This will calculate your average weight. So what I want you to do, for you to see what effect the training and the diet is having on your body shape and your body composition, I want you to weigh every morning after you've had a shit and a piss, before you eat and drink. That keeps the weigh-ins consistent, and try and weigh on the same time as you can. If you're going to start, make sure that you weigh in the morning. Don't weigh in the afternoon or in the evening, because it's just not going to be consistent, because you're going to be eating different amounts of food on every single day, which is going to show inconsistent weigh-in times, okay? So weigh first thing every morning before you have a pee and a poo, and after you have a pee and a poo, before you eat and drink. And then here's what you're going to do. So let's say, for example, on Monday your weight was 80 kg. All right, that's your starting weight. And then, or whichever day that you start, you don't have to start on a Monday. Just to let you know, you can start on whichever day you want to. Then let's say on the next day you are, I don't know, 79.8 kg. And then on Wednesday you are 78.6. And on Thursday your weight goes back up to 79. And then you go 79.2. So on and so forth. What it will then do is at the end of the week, when you've weighed every single day, it will calculate your average. So your starting weight was 80 kg. You can put here on the average 79.3. And then you rinse and repeat that process as the weeks go on. And then as the weeks go on, it will draw out a nice little graph for you here, so you can monitor what your weight is actually doing. And the same will apply if you're trying to add muscle as well. Okay, so if you've been suggested by me that you should bulk, then your weight will be going up, or hopefully going up, as you add more muscle. All right. So that is everything. You've got this little food tracker here then, which you don't need to worry about now. Like I said, the food stuff and the diet stuff and the nutrition stuff will be coming in week 2. So for now, to summarize, turn up to the gym, train hard, start logging your workouts, start logging what you're doing, and make sure that you understand the RIR video. Watch it in your own time, and I'm sure it will, if it doesn't make sense now, it will definitely make sense once you watch this video, okay? As always though, if you've got any questions, pop any questions in the support group, and I'll be there to answer them ASAP for you. Cool, over and out.